Hey everyone, this is Trader AG and welcome to another public update. It has been a while since the last one, around 9 days, and a lot has happened, including Michael Saylor adding more to his Bitcoin bags. So I'm going to first start off the video talking about what has transpired since my last public update and also what levels you should look out for next on crypto because I have a good plan in my hand, let's put it that way. So first things first, you can see it here on the screen that we are in this triangle and it's a descending triangle. So these things, around 65-70% of the time, they love to break to the downside. So it would not be much of a shocker if this triangle was no different as well, that we just came down and just broke the lows and continued down. But that is not important for us now because first things first, we have to talk about what is happening in the charts on the lower time frame. So when I made that last video, we were in this zone right here at $84,000 or $85,000. Funny enough, we are basically in the same price action right now as well. Who would have guessed that price ranges? And yeah, we had this push on Sunday and we were consolidating around that area where Michael Saylor was actually getting more and more Bitcoin. And I think that was a part of the reason why we were actually able to hold on to these zones for a while as well, for a week exact, until Friday, where we saw a big drop in the price. And now we are basically bouncing from the daily and the daily NPOC zone at 81,200. And it's a pretty strong downtrend, to say the least. If we just go on XY charts to analyze what is happening on the markets, actually let me go on this one first, you will be able to see here that the price was pushing down really strongly since that break. You can see that the open interest was increasing during this push. If I just get rid of this CVD chart here, you can see that since that break of $87,000, the open interest has been increasing until this point right here, from $87,000 to $83,000. So that is a strong push down, which usually indicates that when a player like Saylor is off the market and the market players are actually putting their own perspectives into the market, we have our fair value around these areas. So that is quite interesting because that means that we are currently strolling around the fair value of Bitcoin at April 1st, and whichever area this goes next, I think it will provide us with good trade opportunities next. So what am I looking for on crypto next to be able to get in positions that will give us high probability setups? Now, when we're trading in these descending triangles, one of the most common things that can happen in these patterns is that we see a break of the pattern like this, and then we see market players being interested in longs because they have to FOMO in, they feel like they have missed out on this opportunity, and then they get in longs, and then the price does this, and then just they get basically smashed by the market. That is a really common pattern that can happen here as well. I think the other way around can happen pretty simply as well, like this, right? So the pattern breaks down. You see people shorting the market here because they're now scared and they feel like they have missed out on shorting opportunities. And then when they short around these lows right here, the price decides to reverse, and then we just see this bounce right here. These are two common patterns that happen. They are failed breakouts, but I'm not going to talk about them in this video because I think we have better trade opportunities in this chart from two zones in the market. And I'm going to get rid of, actually I'm not going to get rid of this one. I'm just going to go to my object tree, and I have these two objects here, the lower time frame levels and the higher time frame levels. For this one, I'm going to open up these ones here, and you can see that we have two main zones in this range that have massive levels of confluence. If the price pushes higher here, we have the weekly level at around the same area as the daily and POC level, and I think that is a massive zone of resistance on the chart because this is just on these range lows of this consolidation we had last week as well. So this is not just a small consolidation of price. This is a week-long consolidation, which means that there will be a lot of shorters in the market that are still holding on to their short positions from these levels. So first, I'm going to get rid of these ones so we can see better. Now, when the price pushes higher, like this, what you will see is everyone that has shorted the market here either took profit or are still in positions, which means that when price hits these levels, they will get stopped out from their trades. They are either in 100% of the trade or 50% or 25%, whatever it is, but they are still in their trades. Now, why is that really important? That is really important to the market because if the price is able to push up there, it means that it can actually create liquidity in the market for big players to join in with shorts in the market. As we know, if a big player who needs to trade with $1 billion in his hand wants to short the market at these prices, what he will do is, as he is shorting the price, he will keep pushing the price down because of his sheer size. And that's not really profitable for a big player because no one wants to enter the market at unfavorable prices. So the best thing he can do is look for areas where the people are willing to give him the positions that he wants. So one of the big zones that they can go for is the areas where other market players have entered the market during different time zones. So this area right here was a whole week's consolidation, which basically means there will be a lot of stop losses or take profits sitting at these zones right here. So if a big player is able to push the price up here, he will be able to fill his limit short orders sitting here without pushing the price down, because there will be enough demand from those stop loss orders for him to be able to fill his positions without having basically fucking up the market. So that's why this is a massive zone of resistance in the market. And if I was a big player as well, that would be a massive zone where I would put my limit short positions as well. So that's a zone you have to watch. And a different zone that you have to watch again is this weekly MPOC and a daily zone here sitting at $81,000 to $80,681. Now, this zone, the problem with this zone is I think this is being watched by every market player ever. So when you see that in the market, usually these levels do this, right? Not that uncommon for the price to just completely flush through it because everyone is looking at it. But again, I will have it on my chart because if the price goes down there right now and tests these levels and I see signs of absorption, which for me is CV the divergences and open interest increase, if I see those two signs in the chart, I think it will be a really good longing opportunity in the market like this as well. But the problem with these positions is that then, again, as I told you, everyone and their mothers are looking for this zone right here. So that is kind of a 50-50 zone. I just need to see a good sign of absorption there. But for this zone right here, I am simply looking for the price to push higher and then create these highs and some CV the divergences, some absorption signs, which would tell me that, okay, a big player has actually put his limit positions here. And when I see those, if I see those, I think that would be a really good shorting opportunity for me with my stop loss above either these highs or this high right here. So those are the two positions I'm looking at in the market. Right now, as we're talking, I think we are just battling with the last week's value. Let me quickly see that as well for you. And let me go to last week. And no, not yet. So here you can see every week's value areas, and last week's value area, which is the 70% of last week's volume, comes in at 85,363. So I think price is still more likely to at least try those areas before pushing down if it wants to go down. But it's the market, you don't know. It can just reverse from here and create new lows. But I think the higher probability scenarios is that we would like to create new highs in this market and then either push lower or push higher, whichever way it goes. So that is my analysis on Bitcoin on the lower time frame. If you're interested in my higher time frame analysis and on these levels right here, I have already shared my plan with the tech team. So link is in the description. You're more than allowed to join there. And for Ethereum, I think it's the same scenario for that one as well. We have a couple levels that are really important, and I think at least on this chart right here, you have to mark this 3-month level, a quarterly level sitting at 1670. I'm going to actually name it quarterly to see it better. And I think that is a level that you should have on your chart because it's a massive level. And as we're pushing higher, I think we will still create more highs to come today. But more importantly, I think same with Bitcoin, same with Ethereum, I think we will just try the last month's value here. And I think it's coming around, where does it come? Let's see, 1,922. So I think we will test these levels next. I think it will be a massive test because if the price is able to find acceptance into these areas right here, it can actually create a push that will get these highs next. But with how Ethereum is looking over the last year, I mean not the year, but over the last 3 months, I think obviously the most likely outcome here is just testing these values and then just dumping down more. But I don't want to make predictions. It's just if I see signs of weakness as we're hitting those levels, I think I will take some short positions. So yeah, that is my plan on the market. I am spending most of my days producing content for the team, and if you are interested in joining the tag team, we have a lot of content. All of these educational content is on tag team, so they are really, really powerful and they're really good. And also we have new content coming on there as well. All of these range trading series is coming on tag team. We have the first two already, and yeah, now on Friday we will have the market manipulation patterns next. So thank you so much for listening to me, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.